You ever see it? A crypto investor's portfolio is just getting absolutely hammered, but they refuse to sell, no matter what. It's this whole phenomenon called diamond hands, and honestly, it seems to defy all logic. So in this explainer, we're going to dive deep into the psychology of the people who just hold on.
I mean, really picture it. The charts are glowing blood red. Prices are in a total freefall 1 minute, and then they're rocketing to the moon the next. It's just pure, unfiltered chaos, right? Now, for most of us, the instinct is to smash that panic button. Sell, get out, just stop the bleeding. But for this very specific kind of person, the reaction is, well, it's nothing. They just hold.
So what is going on inside the mind of someone who can take that kind of heat? That's the big question we're going to tackle here. Think of it like a psychological puzzle. We're about to put all the pieces together, one fascinating layer at a time.
All right, let's start our journey into the mind of this incredible character, the diamond hand holder. You're about to see this isn't just about money or charts. Nope. This is about a mindset that's been forged in conviction, chaos, and a really unique, kind of unshakable faith.
Okay, so the very first thing you have to understand is that for a true hodler, their most valuable asset, it isn't the coin or the token. It's time. They operate on a completely different timeline than your average investor, and that one little shift changes the entire game.
And that brings us to this really powerful metaphor. You see, most people in crypto, they're basically tourists. They're just visiting, for the thrill. But holders, they're settlers. They're not there for a quick payday. They're there to build, to see a long-term vision come to life, even when the land around them looks totally barren and hostile.
And this right here gets to the absolute core of the difference. For a holder, the daily price is just, it's noise. It's a distraction. The real signal, the only question that actually matters, is about that long-term potential. When you shift that one fundamental question, it changes absolutely everything. By focusing on that distant horizon, 5, 10, maybe even 20 years from now, they build this powerful psychological shield. All the fear and the panic of the daily market swings, it just can't get through. Their patience is on a whole different level because their time frame is just so incredibly vast.
But it actually goes even deeper than that. Because at a certain point, holding stops being just a financial strategy. It transforms into a fundamental part of who they are. It becomes a core piece of their identity.
You'll hear holders say things exactly like this. It's like they're building a personal mythology around their own toughness. Every market crash they survive isn't a failure, it's a battle scar. It's a story of survival that only makes their conviction deeper and their resolve that much stronger.
You got to hear that not as a complaint, but as a declaration. It's a badge of honor. By staying put when almost everyone else was running for the hills, they proved something really profound to themselves. They took what anyone else would see as a total disaster, and they turned it into a source of incredible inner strength.
And so this identity, it becomes like a suit of armor. At this point, selling isn't just a financial decision anymore. Oh no, it feels like a betrayal of who they've become. It's like admitting defeat after you've survived all those battles. And for a lot of these people, that is a price that is just way too high to pay.
Okay, so now we get to the deepest layer, the real core, emotional and philosophical drivers. This is where we find these powerful unseen forces, a deep sense of belief, a surprising feeling of freedom, and a very, very specific kind of fear.
At the heart of it all is this profound, almost spiritual belief in the technology. See, holders aren't just betting on a price to go up. They are investing in a future where decentralization is a genuine societal evolution. They see blockchain as a slow-motion revolution. And when you have that much faith in where you're going, the turbulence along the way just doesn't seem to matter as much.
Now here's what's so counterintuitive. By making the single decision to not decide, to just hold, they actually achieve this kind of psychological freedom. They completely step off the emotional roller coaster of trying to time the market, of chasing pumps and freaking out about dips. It brings this weirdly quiet sense of peace, right in the middle of the storm.
So that seems like a pretty powerful combination, right? Belief and peace. But what if there's another force at play here? Something a little less noble than belief, and maybe far more potent than the desire for peace.
And this is the hidden driver,
The deepest fear isn't losing what you have. It's that paralyzing, gut-wrenching fear of regret, the fear of selling your ticket just seconds before your number is called, the fear of becoming a cautionary tale for the rest of time. And these aren't just some abstract worries. The crypto world is filled with this folklore, these ghost stories that haunt every single investor. The fear of becoming one of these legends, the person who sold way, way too soon, is an unbelievably powerful motivator to keep those hands locked tight.
So, after peeling back all these layers of the puzzle, what does it all really mean? What is the ultimate role of the holder in this crazy, unpredictable ecosystem? Let's put it all together.
So to recap the journey into this mindset, it all starts with a fundamental shift to a long-term settler's perspective. Then, that builds an identity where holding becomes a badge of honor. And the whole thing is powered by these two potent opposing forces, a deep belief in the future and an equally deep fear of regret.
You know, in the end, I think it's a mistake to just see holders as reckless or irrational. From their perspective, they are making a very conscious choice. They are actively choosing their long-term vision over short-term panic, and they're choosing their deeply held conviction over the dizzying chaos of the market.
And maybe this is their most important job. They provide a baseline of stability, a foundation of belief that allows the whole ecosystem to survive the most brutal winters. They are the ones who keep this story alive, patiently waiting for the summer that, in their minds, always comes. And that leaves us with one final question to think about. Is this incredible ability to hold on through literally anything, is it a kind of strategic genius, the ability to see a future that nobody else can? Or is it a profound vulnerability, an inability to let go that could, one day, lead to total ruin? The answer, well, much like crypto itself, it's probably somewhere in between.